Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am ready to venture on dark waters into the unknown and find out what we have in store for us in Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 13. We've just crossed the halfway point of our Season 2 double core situation, and I think the place that I want to start is with the drawings. I drew this a week and a little bit ago, and I was going to record that day, but got interrupted by some stuff that was out of my control. Sorry for the delay. But my idea for this drawing was rivers coming together. I'm kind of obsessed with the idea of the mighty river that's presented in ROP. It's both a river of souls and the actual waterways that our characters end up on. But here, to me, it is the river of different narratives. Each of our characters, each of our little stories, and each of them becoming tributaries flowing together, conjoining, tangling, tumbling, and becoming this mighty river of fate that flows onward and forward. And in that metaphor, I feel like Thorfinn is like a tiny man on a little boat in this chaotic giant waterway, being carried forward and just trying to keep the pointy parts pointing upward, you know? I drew another one today, and it ended up being the same motif. Things coming together. In this case, a bunch of different patterns. But always flowing, directed, going somewhere. Canute's one part of that. Canute tried to do something really fucky. Very, very clever. Very, very insidious. And very, very fucky. His incredibly interesting plan has misfired spectacularly. Not quite backfired, not yet, but misfired, absolutely. Using Olmar's patheticness, Canute sent a group of soldiers to fuck with him, to poke the boy, and to get him to fight back, to provoke him into doing something that should be normal in this society, dueling, but has been made illegal by Canute's wishes, and therefore is worthy of punishment. To entrap Ketil and to take his land. The greed is very thinly veiled, but in Canute's mind it is necessary in every way, for he has a goal. He has a drive, a purpose, a calling, and all else must fall before that. Every other concern is meaningless in comparison to achieving his goal. And he uses that justification to choose the plan that he wants as the only possible plan for getting there. And it just so happens that that plan often makes him much wealthier and more powerful, and, you know, from another light could be looked at as just pure selfishness, power hunger. Indeed, the head of his father, who now haunts him, seems to believe that Canute is becoming quite a bit like him, and praises him for it. And Canute feels that there's nothing wrong with this whole situation. He knows his direction, he knows that goal that he's set on high, and he's going to aim for it and pursue it at the cost of everything else. The problem is that we're the everything else. Through our story, we've met all the other tributaries. We understand the river. We understand all these people who are caught up in it and how it flows. And we understand that Canute's footsteps will crush the people that we've come to care about. Certainly they will now that his attention has turned to Ketil's farm. So, Ketil, Thorgil, and Olmar, Leif Erikson, Thorfinn the Not Thorfinn, and Leif's children and other crew are on a little boat on a big ocean heading for a fair-sized farm with a very important boy on it. Important to us, irrelevant to the world. Thorfinn doesn't matter to the world at all right now. He's a slave. He's a former soldier. Okay, there are a lot of those. And he's a slave. But what's happened inside his heart matters a lot. He's had a great awakening. Moses went up a mountain, Buddha sat under a tree, and Thorfinn got hit in the head with a shovel. Doesn't matter how it happens. His mind is alive now. So how do we get these parts to collide? Where do we go from here? And to break out of this sort of like slow, wistful, thoughtful mode that I'm in, holy fucking shit, those people are on that boat with that character heading there? Oh, that's so cool. I know it's a story and you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can make whatever character collide into whatever character, but it's been so long coming. It's so cool that it's coming now. And it's so interesting that it's happening under these like incredible circumstances that echo everything that we've had before. How many times have we had a fraction, a shred of peace, and then wondered when it was going to be taken away from us by an encroaching army? And now here we are setting up exactly that story for our core characters after all their revelations. Einar and Thorfinn now have a place that is their place, and a freedom that is their freedom, and it is due them. And the encroaching army is about to crush it all, and now we have the question of like, in this same situation repeated, if the world lives in cycles, and if violence is a cycle, here we are at a stage in that cycle where we might have a chance to make a choice, something that nobody gets to do in this world. People hardly get to make choices unless they're at the top of the pyramid, right? Unless they are Canute, and even he is bound by the weight of the crown, right? Like, everybody is locked into their roles throughout this world. Nobody really gets to make significant choices about how they live. Maybe we can here. Simply because we know that war is coming. What will that choice be? What will our characters do? Run? Fight? Hide? This won't be their land anymore if they're freed. Why should they save it from this encroaching force? No idea. What an interesting state of affairs. To me, this is the most fascinating point of Vinland Saga, because it could go so many different directions. It feels like a core end or a finale, but even more so because there's enough pointing out into the future that I know where we're going, but it's all question marks past that, and I think that's so fucking exciting. So, with the future unclear, with our characters all on a boat, I would like nothing more than to dive into another episode of Vinland Saga Season 2 with you alongside me. Watch this fucking thing and see what happens next. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's go ahead and watch an episode of Vinland. Yeah! So I've got episode 13, Dark Clouds, up and ready to go. No idea what we're going to get here. Let's give it a watch. There will be 2 versions of this reaction video. Picture-in-picture version with a video up there will be available in the description. Timer on YouTube. Beep beep timer to count you down. Early access and other things on the Patreon. Beep beep timer to count you down. Let's go. Fire, and this is very pretty. Oh, that's not good. It reminds me of, like, Sverkel's home? Hmm. Maybe this is backstory for somebody? Okay, and the tapestry of all of this war burns away. That looks familiar. I don't recognize him. Oh, shit. He's got good balance. Until he doesn't. Stairs are hard. Oh, that is a fucking vengeful spirit right there. Blotting out the fire. Yeah, I don't recognize him. If I should, then I'm a fool, but I don't. Oh. I release you, a slave? Hmm. I wonder if this character will parallel ours. Because he's not familiar. What? Oh. My choice. That is what that means. What the fuck? It's a beautiful sword. Very distinct sword, too. Come on, babe. We're leaving. Come see you. Who? Who? Say a name. Say my name, say my name. This is a rad backstory setup for a character that I don't know. What? I'm so glad that I drew river stuff, because we don't have river stuff now. Oh, who's this? They're familiar. Is it him? Is that him? Was it him? Is it him? It might be him. Holy fuck, what? Carrying all these butterflies. Oh, it's Canute. This is beautiful. Survive, said the prophet. He's praying. Interesting. Is that Adelheid? Where are we going? We're going to war here. We are, huh? We're gonna be forced to. I've got the most chills. I have not had chills like that from an OP for a while. It didn't even go into my brain. I did not register any of that, honestly. Is it Snake? Is that who we just met? I could see that for Einar. Yeah. Hmm. There's the girl, too. Hmm. I keep calling her Adelheid. Sorry. Hmm. I think it is like that. I don't think that's who we met at the beginning. I don't know. I'm not gonna bother with it too much. I have a vibe that something terrible has happened to Sverkel. By terrible, I mean he's like 90 or 40, whatever that means in this world. I'm imagining he full just keeled over doing what he loves. Gotta go check. GG. GG. Shit. Mid swing. Hard as a rock. My guy lived and died. Oh, he's still alive? No! Damn it. That's how we wanted to go. Wait, was the man that we met, was it Sverkel? Is that his sword? Can we see the sword? Hmm. Hey man, if you can crawl, you can get back out there. Oh, it's Arnheid. A feast! Wife material, wife material, wife material. Fuck. Lady, I'm trying to die here. I'm trying. Let a man die. Don't be creepy. Don't ruin the grandpa impression, Sverkel. Mm. Oh. Embarrassed? What? I did not expect that we would be doing cute family stuff. What? Yes, Vinland Saga, the comedy show. I love it. One cooks, one washes the dishes. This is how it goes. I'm not kind. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Such a tsundere grandpa. They're so cute. They're so cute. I'm gearing up for the worst of tragedies. Yeah, she's beautiful. Good news, everyone. Oh. So that's not backstory. Not somebody that we know. He's coming to see somebody. Who's he coming to see, I wonder? He wants to be a member of the Mercenaries? Oh. It's going to be really important if an invading force is coming. Huh. I wonder if he knows who he is. And what happened to his family? Okay, super interesting. 3 to a team. Okie dokie. Found him. But a sword. Shut up, idiots. Nobody's got eyes on him right now? Guys? 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 You guys are gonna get killed. Shing. We're like holding in close. You're both gonna die. Hello? Hi. So you want to fight and kill me? Bunts. Knuckles. Hard work. Hard work is hard work. Ah, I'm frozen. Yes, I was just staring into the middle distance. He's just used to it. Oh, he's listening. Whoa. Not yet. There's definitely some stuff there. Love your enemy, yeah. Yeah. These are really important pieces. This is the philosophy that yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Does that make you godly? Again, striving for an ideal that may not be possible. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Can you go back to Fire and Brimstone, please? Oh, shit. He's dying. Mm-hmm. Hmm. That's a really good perspective. Me too. Thank you for asking, Thorfinn. Yeah, but you certainly like each other. Funny man. You're a funny man, Snake. I know someone who might want to buy it, not that he has the funds. Really, yeah. Going ragged. Oh. What the? Just a little. Oh. Oh shit, that's him. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Arnheid? Did she recognize him? Or something like that? Oh fuck. But she's running after him, not away. Is that her love? Oh fuck. Fuck. But it is unclear whether that's joy or fear in her eyes. That's a hell of a guy. And he left the woman and child behind too. That's a cool mystery that we set up. The whole episode, I was like on the edge of my seat wondering who the fuck he was and what was going on there. Like, is he fucking Snake's brother? Is he Kedil's forgotten, disavowed son? Like, what? Just cool. Forged through the darkness towards a limitless world. Whoa. It's representing them as great spirits or something. Ooh, Flat Top. Good to see you again. Out beyond the horizon. Freedom. I'm scared. I'm a little scared. I was a little scared before. Now I'm still a little scared. I think this episode was really cool. I'm a little bit blown away by the OP and the ED. But the actual direct content of the episode is pretty atmospheric. Like, we're rebuilding what it feels like to be on this farm. And to be on this farm in this, like, end point for these characters where, like, they're essentially waiting to be freed. They've got decisions to be made. They're feeling everything, coming together. But then there's this uncertainty on the edges. And it's a really cool sense that I get of, like, everything's great, the hammer's about to drop. And it sucks. It sucks immensely, but it's exactly what I kind of talked about in the beginning, where here we are and we're going to be repeating something that's been very familiar to us. Everything gets destroyed, and now maybe we'll have a choice. We're just sitting in that moment. A period of time that most of the time in Vinland Saga has only been a fraction of an episode where we have peace. We lay out the feeling of what it's like to be on a farm and to be Einar, to have a family and stuff, and then it's war and then it's all gone. It's just poof. But now our characters are like in it and we get the whole episode. This is their lives now. And it's like not amazing, but it's life. And we hope that it would not be upset. And here comes the unknown. Here comes the future. And it's going to upset us. So I think that the overall feel and flow of the episode is really great. And there's a lot of, like, understated moments that really stand out to me. Like the moments of just working next to each other from Arnheid and Einar are doing more to build their relationship and their ability to be in quiet with each other than any of the, like, pining or interest that we get on one side or the other. So I think that the episode itself is full of really interesting scenes and really emotionally resonant moments. Like, I mean, gosh, pick one, throw a dart and pick one. Reading the books, or not being able to pour your own water, or falling out of bed, or it's just like, it's a lot of really deeply resonant stuff. But all of it is overshadowed in my mind by the OP. I suppose that shouldn't be surprising. We only get one OP for every so many episodes, but, like, I need to go look at that. I am going to full watch it through again. Okay, so throughout it, we're building this pyre. We're setting up this, like, effigy. And it's like shield maidens doing it. And this is our sort of through line. We place it in the field as it's like looking over a bunch of stuff. Butterflies on these flowers. And those are the flowers of death, right? We switch which flowers they are. They're one flower here, but here they're the red bundle flower things that are death. Whoa. Okay. I love what we're doing with light overall throughout this OP. Like, it's a lot of blue-red. Just straightforwardly blue-red. And it works great. And then we use white as the accents to, like, cut things through. Like ephemeral, ethereal Arnheid. Is that Gardar? That's what I'm thinking is maybe what's going on here, because we haven't met this character. This is so cool. It verges into green instead of blue, but it still holds the same, like, deep contrast thing. Svein, like, settling into his shoulder. That's cool. And then there are flowers blooming all over the effigy. That's our escaped boy. And then we have Canute walking forward enshrouded in these butterflies, which to me read death. But I'm not sure where I'm getting that. Well, I guess... Okay, it's because those flowers read death, and the butterflies that come and drink of those flowers is a symbol that in EDs reads as death, and like grave corpse flowers grow, butterflies drink off of them. So like he's the corpse flower, is the vibe that I get. Like Canute himself is the corpse flower growing out of the bodies and blood, and the butterflies are coming and drinking off of him. So he brings this shroud of death with him. And his, oh my god, that's so sick looking. Okay, we flash, flash, flash. I think those flashes are so beautiful. Just the style that we're using, the lighting and the glittery bits and the, oh, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So there's our chains of blood, drawing steel, and then this is the incoming force. Oh no, these are our mercenaries. Okay, so that's Snake and his squad standing forth against what's coming. That's Snake swinging, right? No, it's not. Okay. Splatters blood, the butterflies flying away, disturbed by this, and then we pierce the effigy with a bunch of spears. Ketil screaming, I think. The enemy comes. I'm fascinated by this, by Olmar praying. Because I think this is where we might end up with him. He might find another path. Maybe he'll end up with the book. We pour water out and it becomes blood. Thorgil is a whirlwind of death on the battlefield. I do wonder, I think that is Arnheid. And then that's not Einar, it's Gardar, her husband. It's unclear if that's him as well. But it might be. Our action sequence that we get here is so dynamic. There are all these little flashes, and then these cuts to these really stark high contrast moments. I think it's beautiful. I think it's really cool looking. It goes from whippy, fast-mo, slow-mo, kind of 300-y style stuff to stark black-red, red-yellow, Shinbo style stuff, and I think it's awesome. It jumps from like realism to action fantasy realism to stylism, and it does it smoothly enough to embed all three in my mind and create this mosaic effect of what the scene actually is. The scene is these like realistic characters moving. The scene is these incredibly fast movements of like action and blood, and then the scene is also these style and emotion pieces that give emphasis, and they all come together. Fuck, Snake is terrifying. So we have this effigy embedded with spears. And then we link that to Thorfinn amongst the bodies, and it's the same sort of burning. It's like, that's him. And the effigy is like a non-Christian Christ, right? There's a sacrifice, a pierced sacrifice. So what is it? This symbol of this man symbol that we've put up? I don't know. Chained and held by all of these people, he looks upward to the sky closing up above him. And we have battlefields, and I love the art style of these still frames that we pan over. The like whippy elements of blood, the empty sockets of eyes, the like pencil sketch style of the wood on the shields and stuff. They're almost like woodblock prints, is the feeling that I get. Almost like woodblock prints. And something about that reads as like ancient, historical, endless battle kind of thing. I don't know, but it's really cool. And all of this is in Thorfinn's mind, we see. And then in his hand, and then it burns. Heads on pikes, and pikes on walls, and hellbound knights who deny. Oh. These like comic book cut-ins are awesome. Like this, boom, boom, boom. We shatter the effigy on the place where we poured the blood, and the butterflies fly away. Arnheid's eyes, Thorfinn's eyes, and we're looking out across the waters. Oh, it's Thor's. Across the waters, across the endless ocean, in the unknown. We end with this flash. Oh, no, where is it? Of a blue and red skull. Death at the end. I don't know what it means. I don't know what any of it means. I'm so excited to watch this like 12 more times. Because this is a beautiful OP. It's a cool fucking song. It's really interesting. I'm gonna go watch through it. Okay, I watched through it again, and I've got a couple thoughts. One is that it's more coherent than I thought it was. A lot of pieces are like glued together in triplets. So like Arnheid with with Gardar there, and then the blonde woman who I think is Arnheid with the baby, and then there's one mother or more piece, and they're all sort of glued together. So it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. The other piece that I have as a takeaway is that's at least adjacent to my favorite genre of music for OPs. It's like sort of post-hardcore-y, like a little bit of screaming, a little bit of cleans, like some rumbly double kick and some cool stuff going on. It's just like it nails a bunch of beats for me, which is why I ended up feeling chills from it and like getting such an emotional experience from it. Having watched it through a couple times, I think it's like a little less super awesome as an OP. Like, sorry, it still is awesome. I just don't think it's like as artistically incredible as the first time that I watched through it. I was like blown away by it. I still think it's really cool for the season. Cool. Let's go through the rest of the episode and just talk about the little things. Whew. No, you have to become a slave now. Gardar may have been changed like a lot. He may not be the person that Arnheid used to know. Cool sword though. Cool scene, though. Like, really incredible sequence of revenge, death. Yeah. I love interacting with Snake. I think he's a really cool character. I've liked him since we first met him, and I've had big question marks about him, too. I wish we'd gotten answers to the questions, but it's even more of a question now that he refused to answer when we asked him, like, hey, so how do you guys know each other? His answer is, like, I don't. I just want his book, which is such a lie. It's like obviously not true. The two of you are obviously fond of each other. How? How did that happen? Unclear. To me, it's like Snake is maybe closer to the kind of son that that Sverkel would have wanted. But I don't know. They just seem to have a cool dynamic. Man, it sucks having your body fail. This is an interesting through line for this episode. Like, a lot of the episode is about Sverkel falling apart and death coming for us all. But here it comes from a man who's been a warrior, been a farmer, been a leader, been a family man. He's been all of these things, and all he wants to do is get out there and work again every day and die out there in the field. And instead he's stuck and falling apart. And it's an indignity. It's like, it's really an indignity to live this long in this world. And we can really see that and feel it here. So it's very interesting having all these characters around him and forming this strange not family around him as he falls apart. And to find that, strangely, he is actually supported by some people around him who he's been kind to, who care about him. We overhear, through the window, Arnheid saying that he's actually not so bad. He's kind of a nice guy. And he really is. He really is. And it's had a real impact on these people around him. His mentality and his just willingness to interact with people has changed their lives. So it's interesting that we're here at the end. Fabulous looking meal from the wifest of wife materials, right? And that's the other thing that we do in this episode, is we're focused pretty strongly on how great and cool and beautiful Arnheid is. And we see her a lot through Einar's eyes. And what I mean by, like, through Einar's eyes is it's like we enter into scenes and the person who's looking at Arnheid is Einar, and then we're looking at Arnheid from where he's sitting. So we're looking through his eyes, and it's through his eyes that we see her, like, look up and smile at us and be all pretty and stuff and, like, and wifey and things. We're seeing Einar see her this way. It's not just the camera, it's the camera through his eyes. And so we're meant to be falling in love with her, I think, and we should be, because she's great. And that's the tragedy of it. And that's great. And that's great. Sure, I'll cook for you too. I'm not sure if you'll like... Boom, gone. Yummies. This ends up being really funny and cute. Again, I did not expect Vinland hilarity. I think my favorite moment is the eyes. You better not have. It is an indignity. Poor old man. Something that we will all face. Warriors, all of us, But it gives us all this time as well to spend talking and chatting and laughing and smiling, and then be interrupted by something else happening, right? Fuck. He got what he deserved. He didn't know how to... this is a really easy element to gloss over. But it is a cool moment. Kjalaker got what he deserved. He didn't know how to handle his slaves. Got what he deserved. Remember at the very beginning how I said that everybody is sort of stuck in their role and moving forward without much choice? That's what being good in this world is, in a lot of ways, is sticking to your role and doing your role well. So your role as master of the house is to rule your slaves and manage them properly, whether that's with an iron fist so that they stay in line, or with a degree of kindness so that they are driven to work more on their farm. Whatever it is, whatever your method is, it must be properly done, and then you get respect. You manage your slaves improperly, you don't get my respect. You manage your kingdom improperly, you don't get my respect. You don't do your slave labor properly, you don't get my respect. Wherever you are in the hierarchy of stuff, everyone else is requiring you to stay there and judging you for how well you're staying there all the time. It's why warriors have to kill violently in, like, public duels and stuff, because that's what it means to hold your role, It's a little tiny thing, but I think it's a piece of writing that's indicative of the type of mindset throughout this world. It's not like, oh no, a terrible tragedy has befallen our fellow, like, master of slaves. It's like, oh, that makes sense. He didn't do his job right. that's why bad things befall people, is because they don't do their jobs right. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. Actually, though, it's more than that. And he's worth 3 horses. Snake's not super interested, but keep an eye out anyway. Okay, so we've got this guy going around trying to survive in the woods. What happened to the woman and child that he was near? Who knows? These fucking idiots are idiots. This is a great scene. Again, really hilarious, I think, from Vinland Saga. Shut the fuck up, you idiots! Killed one of them, and now he's coming. Okay, Snake is reading the Bible inside. Thorfinn is not a Christian in name. Thorfinn is a Christ. Sorry. Let me reframe this for you. Like, Thorfinn is an awakened human being. If he were versed in some theology, he would be a member of it. He is not versed in any theology, and so he stands alone. In a real way, I meant it when I said at the beginning that he is awakened in the way that the Buddha is. The Buddha sat under a tree and Thorfinn got hit in the head with a shovel. And I mean that. I mean that, like, Thorfinn's mentality and revelations about violence are on the order of creating his own sect, of his own cult, of his own bullshit, right? Like, all right, let's create a Vikings against war religion. It just so happens that there exists a religion that's coming to prominence in the age that we're in that has some of those tenets available to it. Thorfinn is not a Christian. He is a Christ-alike, right? He is himself a messianic figure, at least to himself. Yes? I hope that makes even a semblance of sense. I don't know if it does. But he'll learn about Christianity here. He's craving it, and he's learning about it through the wall, through the window. And we happen to be on a particularly relevant passage, love thine enemy as thyself. What is it that sets Christians, who are destined for heaven within the confines of the text, apart from everyone else? The pagans and everyone else love their own people, love their friends, draw lines in the sand and say, everyone outside of this is my enemy, everyone inside is my friend. Anyone can do that. Animals can do that. What makes you more than that is expanding that line or getting rid of it entirely. All of them are my friends. I have no enemies. They're really the same phrase, right? They mean the same thing. So Thorfinn is absorbing ancient wisdom, even in this time ancient, that somehow echoes the same ideas that his father tried to teach him, the same ideas that in his mental place, in the hell that he's gone to, his mind has tried to teach him too. Do good to them that hate you, pray for them which persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. We strive toward perfection as an ideal, and this is really interesting because we've set up 2 characters, both striving toward an impossibly perfect ideal. Canute is striving toward paradise on earth achieved through violence. Thorfinn is striving toward, well, no, the Christian of the book is called on to strive toward the perfection of God in the capacity to love all without fault. Do not even pagans do so. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. There are a lot of lines like this in the Bible that are then like offset by the forgiveness portion, right? Which is like, you are called to be perfect just like God is perfect, and then you are forgiven for your imperfections in that you are human and not perfect, right? But you are called to anyway. And that's the idea. You have no enemies, but here's this thing that you strive for. Well, no. You have no enemies, but that doesn't work in the real world sometimes. So you strive for it and forgive when you fail. And that's sort of like to me, the most important part of the Christian paradigm is like aim high, forgive yourself when you fail. That's like the whole of the wrapped up thing to me. Um, and here it's applied to this strange idea of answering violence with peace and of answering hatred with kindness. It's a strange idea. Gosh, I mean, you imagine what the fuck it took for humans to figure that out. The answer is a lot of war. A lot of war. It's what it took Thorfinn to figure it out, you know? So we have this on one side, and we have Canute's striving for a particular kind of perfection on the other side. Canute's is really wrong, and this one is really right. There are lots of things really fallible with Christianity. Lots of flaws. But this, I don't think, is one of them. This core idea of trying to love, even if you don't have a reason to, even if you have every reason not to strive to be something greater than you are, it's like a defining feature of what makes, if I could extract one thing from the Christian outlook and like really make it stick, it might be this one. It might be this one. So the old man falls, and he's falling apart. We have this moment of silence as we go back to work that I think is really, it's really interesting. There's no music, it's just blocks of wood moving, and then he swings down with the axe, and in that moment, Arnheid, ow, pain in her chapped, overwashed hands. And there he goes. There he rides, almost heroic. Maybe more than almost. My wife. My husband. And all is upset from here. Poor Einar and his poor dreams. Cool episode. Cool beginning to the second core. Really great to spend this time with these characters before everything goes to shit and becomes a bloody catastrophe of war and battlefields and hell. Because that's where we're headed. I'm really excited to get there and also really horrified by where we're going to go. This is cool. This show is really cool. I wanted to say something more poignant here. Like, this is the show that I'm like really looking forward to the most right now, I think, and getting the most out of. And that is kind of what I want to say about it, is like, I'm really grateful for Vinland's existence every time I sit down and watch it, because every time I do, I get something really interesting out of it, and it colors my perspective on everything else that I do for the week or weeks in between. The show makes me think, and so I'm really fucking grateful for it, and for just the fact that it exists, and for you for joining me and watching alongside. So thank you so much for watching along with me. I'll see you next time for more. Much love. Peace.